Okay, Assalamualaikum everyone, and welcome to my presentation. My name is Mulyasari, NPM 94, and today we are going to talk about performance of PT Nippon Indosari Tbk first half 2020. The presentation will be in 5 parts. First, introduction to PT Nippon Indosari Tbk. Second, PT Sari Roti product and PT Roti factory. Third, distribution network in PT Roti. 4. Consolidated performance in first half 2020. And 5. PT Roti in pandemic. Please hold your question until the end of the presentation. Okay, I would like to begin by about PT Nippon Indosari Tbk. Who is PT Nippon? Yes, such that we know PT Nippon Indosari Tbk, or commonly known PT Roti, is a company prominent and first in Indonesia, which product breed in mass. PT Roti has been established since 1995, which until the moment it has operated 30 factories in Indonesia and 1 factory in Philippines, with a total production record more than 5 billion breed in a day, with the network distribution area that support general trade and modern trade. We can see from the diagram cycle that the structure of shareholder PT Roti first half 2020, there were 4 groups of shareholder, namely 1. Funding and controlling shareholder, which consists of the Indo Retail, namely Salim Group, Bonlake is CEO of PT Roti, and Pasco, namely Pasco Shikishima from Japan, which hold 55.1%. Then, the group of shareholder KRR, or strategic investor, who hold 18.1%. And then the shareholder of public amount to 20.8%, and shareholder of the treasury amount to 6.1%. Okay, now I would like to move on to PT Roti position in the Indonesia market, such that we know that the consumption of the bread in Indonesia has reached 23 trillion rupiah per year. Can be seen from the diagram, the percentage of consumption of bread in Indonesia is still dominated by industry bread housing in Indonesia, 68%, and the boutique bakery, that is exit in the mall or center shopping, more than 12%, while the bread in mass production such as PT Roti and manufacturing order is 20%. Although to the value of 20%, if of the PT Roti controlled by the 80%, or equivalent to 90 of the percentage of industrial bread production mass. It is driven by urbanization, level of education are much higher, the increase in revenue grade medium, as well as the trend of consumption millennial. And then now let's move on to my next topic, which is Sari Roti product and PT Roti factory. So far, Sari Roti has 100 variety of bread and cakes that are marketed to various consumer segments and have been registered with BPOM and certified halal. Of the 100 variety are offered, consisting of 20 variety of bread and 5 kind of the cakes. Can we see from the diagram of sell product in first half 2020, where white bread including sandwich contribute by 70%, while bread sweet contribute by 29%, and the cake contribute by 2%. Then, where the Sari Roti production, from the data that I obtained, Sari Roti operate 14 factories, which consists of the 13 factories in Indonesia, which begin in the area Jabodetabek, then evolved to the outside of the Java and one factory in the Philippines. From the operating factories data, can we know that the Sari Roti has been doing 2 times expansion of the largest scale, in which the expansion of the first years is 2012 to 2030, and the expansion that to 2 from the 2018 to 2020. From the second expansion, there are also 2 factories, namely in Banjarmasin and Pekanbaru, which are planned to be complete the end of the 2020 with the estimate total cost of 400 billion and have been used by 45% in the first half 2020. Now, let's move on to my topic, which is a distribution network PT ROTI. Okay, then of course having many factories will be not complete if it's not supported by with distribution network. Sari Roti has 2 network distribution, namely General Trade and Modern Trade, which has a 75,000 point of sale in all over Indonesia. General Trade include all grooves traditionally included stalls and traders travel by bike or motorcycle through approximately 800 agent and distributor. Then Modern Trade. Modern Trade is the paid distribution of modern cover more than of 50 network in minimarket, supermarket, hypermarket that there in Indonesia. Like that, we can on the diagram distribution of cell net of to trade. This 72% is contribution from Modern Trade and 28% the rest of the General Trade. Then from it to helping deepening penetration in General Trade, PT Nippon Indosari establishing PT INM on the earth in 2019 is a distributor to help penetration more design in Indonesia. Like that, can we see in the chart on the left, it shows sale with a network of General Trade, where from the years 2019 to the first half years of 2020, ROTI experienced a rise of 30%. That means ROTI can still survive in pandemic condition. Things are assessed by balancing the efficiency of number outlet the spread. So even though the outlet are reduced, ROTI can still increase sales. Then on the right, there is chart that show sell with a Modern Trade network. From the chart, we can see that during this pandemic sale on the MT network or the Modern Trade. From the chart, we can see the network is flat. This is due to reduced operating hours or change in shopping mall operating hours. In addition, it is also the change in the pattern of spending. People who initially can shop at any time and without planning now change to into a month once to the shopping with a preparation from home to order to minimize the time outside the room in the condition of the pandemic such as this. Now, let's move on to my next topic, which is a consolidated performance in first half 2020. In the first half 2020, we can see the slide. Net income PT ROTI amount to 1.674 billion rupiah, or increased by 5.5% from years ago. Then, with all the business improvement of performance, the marginal profit growth increase of the 54.6 into 55.1, and the net profit PT Roti can production amount to 91.4 billion rupiah with marginal net profit 5.5. Then their EBITDA. EBITDA, this is a starting measure that is important for a company in which there can be starting a measuring healthy or not in operating a company. How the company can regulate cash flow that is sufficient for its sustainability and so on. Here we can see that that ROTI's EBITDA in the first half of 2020 can increase in the early condition of the pandemic by 70.5%, with marginal EBITDA increase from the 12% to 30.4%. Lastly, I would like to talk about PT Roti in pandemic. An interesting fact that some people may know is that in the month of Ramadan, the trend of the bread in Indonesia is certain to go down, and that has been happening for years, such as when the years of 2020, in addition to carrying out the month of Ramadan, the world, especially Indonesia, is also certainly facing in pandemic COVID-19. The course will be very influential in the business of the bread. Can we look at the chart? Trend of sale of wool PT Roti per quarter. Can we look at quarter 2 in years 2020? Roti experienced a decline which quite a lot considering that Ramadan in the 2020 with pandemic that caused a reduction in intensity of selling in the street, station, terminal, facility tour, and other because the PSBB. In the years 2020, Roti have a CSR program or Corporation Social Responsibility, where PT Roti distributed tens of the thousands of bread either by directly or through cooperation with the movement of social nutrition from line to help to hospital who are in the Jabodetabek, Bandung, Semarang, Surabaya, and Samarinda, as a form of appreciation from PT Roti to the staff medicine who handle the pandemic globally COVID-19. And then, so this brings me to the end of my presentation. We look at the 5 main points. First, I show you about introduction to PT Nippon Indosari Tbk. Then we look at the Sari Roti product and PT Roti factory. And 3, we look at the distribution network PT Roti. And 4, we look at the consolidated performance in first half 2020. And finally, I told you about PT Roti in pandemic. Then, as information regarding my presentation, I get the material on the performance of PT Nippon Indosari Tbk is from the website idx.co.id, and of presenting the original of the PT Nippon in YouTube channel Indonesia Stock Exchange with the title Public Expose Live 2020 PT Nippon Indosari Tbk or ROTI. To conclude, I would like to say thank you very much for your time and for your attention, and sorry if I have error and shortcoming in the delivery of this material or this presentation and the use of language that is difficult to understand. Okay, sorry Gike. Not complete. It felt when I presenting about PT Roti without mention their slogan is Sari Roti, Cinta Indonesia, Satu Indonesia, Rotinya Indonesia. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.